your choice of how to deal with it.
But then you gotta explain your choice. And you
I'm
gotta have
listening
no
to the
problem.
radio of how to
Because I know you're wondering, like,
respond to
when you give
people
your
who want to
advice,
give
I hope you're all
constructive
listening right
criticism
now.
or advice, unsolicited advice.
Sometimes, girl, marriage too. Not even sometimes, all the time.
How to respond to people who give you unsolicited advice. Here's one more. You can say, I hear you. If I need more guidance, I'll reach out.
I hear you, but I don't want it.
Look an
Allegedly, but then sets a clear boundary and discourages them from giving more unsolicited advice. So I hear you. If I need more
like
guidance,
that
I'll reach
though.
out.
That's actually true because it's saying like, hey, your advice isn't completely trash. Even though I ain't gonna go with it. But if I do want some more, I know you're willing to help.
Honestly, do you guys have a way that you deal with unsolicited advice that could save other people frustration at work or with relatives? Because that's where we all honestly deal with this, you know? 414
Hey, what's good? I had to hear the radio. I'm always, cause thank you for the like. I just got home, bro. This is late for me getting home. There was like something going on with the Dunkin', bro. Lady tried to order all these Dunkins and the card kept getting declined. So I think they have to put all the donuts back. Then now I go to this other location where all the kids is right across from a high school. So all the kids trying to get their coffee in. This girl was paying in change when I first walked in. Line could have been out the door. I was just being patient, you know what I mean? So that's why I just hopped on a little later. I usually try to get home around 8. It's freaking 8:09. So 9 minutes past when I usually, or I don't know. I say I'm gonna go live like 8:30, really settled in, but you know, we in the car right now. I turned on the radio. I played music like when I was driving after I dropped my son off from school and went to go to Dunkin'. Then you got to reconnect it again, right? So I was listening to radio, and me being a young person, I know a lot of people are like, I don't know, I'm in like that weird auntie stage where people could be like, you young but you old at the same time. Like, I don't know, because I'm almost 30. I'm not. So I'm always getting unsolicited advice. We not even gonna go on the tangent. When I was in Racine, I was already on like my second and third commercial space, and I had older people trying to give me advice. I'm like, yo, I've been through this like already 2-3 times. You know what I mean? So I was just listening to the radio real quick. If you replay the live, that's what I was coming in on, and I parked the car to hear the suggestions of how to respond when somebody's giving you unsolicited advice. And I don't got the best memory. I think it was I hear you and I'll reach out if I need some help. I think that was like what we need to say. What's good? Good morning. So, if you ever get unsolicited advice, welcome from California. I'm from the Midwest. I like that. I'm going to try to put that in my vocab. If somebody's like giving you advice, say, I hear you, and I'll reach out if I need any more help. I'm going to try to remember that and not go off on people because I don't know. It was good. Make sure you like. There's 17 people in the chat. That means 16 people need to like. We hit 1K on my TikTok. I tried to go live yesterday, and we were working on a course set. So what's good? If you want to see me, I don't know. I have to check the tags on this. My friend gave me this. This is a South Park hoodie. Not hoodie. Like a Sherpa zip up. It's cool because it's an all the way zip down. I have like a Sherpa, but it's like buttons and it's like a, what do they call it? Not 3/4, but like halfway, and then there's buttons and they don't go all the way down, but this one zips all the way up. It's really warm on the inside. It got the South Park people on the back. I'm not trying to show you my butt, but it's like they got them all the way on the back. I was hanging out in there at the Dunkin', and I seen this lady. She had a really nice like business outfit on. I'm not making fun of nobody, but like, to give you, if you remember who Iggy Azalea is, walk a mile in a Louboutin. She had like a cute plaid outfit on. It wasn't that yellow. It was like a soft beige plaid, and she had like matching shoes. And I went up to her after I got my coffee, and I said, I really like your outfit. And she's like, I really like your sweater. I was like, what? And we went into a whole conversation. My friend, like, my husband skates, and my friend came by, and their kids skate. He's got kids in high school, so they had a bunch of skate clothes that like me and Carrie could fit, and they gave away this hoodie, or I keep calling it a hoodie. This Sherpa is really cute. Hey, we got a lot of people from around the world. What's good? Welcome to the channel. My name is Ashlee. I'm a fiber artist. So I make rugs, I do embroidery, I do paintings, I do a lot of cool stuff. So stick around. If you ever get a commission, you can see it being made live, or you can see it like through TikTok too as well. And I'm also a yoga teacher. So today I'm going to try to work on art, and then we're going to later today, not with y'all, but I have a yoga appointment later today I got to prepare for. So this is all contract work. I'm very appreciative. I literally got a lead today, so I need to reach out. They're looking for an instructor, so that's kind of how it works. If you have questions on how to be a contractor, being like your own boss and stuff like that, you can learn maybe tidbits, things I'm always sharing on this channel. So that's what this channel is about if you want to stick around. I'm not Jesus. And oh, I know we have jokes and stuff in here, and I just want to really stress this in the chat. We have 18 eyes in here. Please be respectful, because I do clap back. This is just supposed to be a chill channel, but I don't like it when people try to talk about gender or being funny like that. It's not funny. You can see the future. I know. My future is bright, bro. Anyway, you just disregard it because you probably got some peanut butter and jelly in your ears. We're going to be respectful on this channel. I have you in my lap, so I don't understand how physics would work where I could put my phone on the ceiling and still have this same view. So yeah, we're going to be respectful on this channel because I do clap back. If you're here for art and yoga, stay. If you can't handle that, like the bad kid in the class, you can just leave. Just leave. We don't need you here. What's good? So, all right. I'm just getting my jacket on. I got my coffee. We just chilling. Your name is in blue. We have 3 mods on this channel. I'm pretty sure 3. Hang on. Okay, hopping up and down like a dang kangaroo. Huh? On how to stay happy. I actually made a video some years ago on how to be happy, and from somebody who has actually gone through a lot of depressing shit. And that's why I'm like, bro, that's why I clap back. We don't need to be putting people down from what they're already going through in life. You got to find a hobby, for real. You got to find something that you can look forward to, silly as it sounds. I've always been an artist. You know, I did yoga. Bro, I wrote a whole book. Hold on. There's like, I gotta put my coffee down so I can unlock this. I don't know. I don't want to be like that influence because I don't know the age group on here. We get people from all over. But like, don't listen to your parents. My mom was like, you can't make money being a yoga teacher. I opened the youngest Black-owned yoga studio in Wisconsin. Okay? Thank you for that comment, the last comment. But yeah, you gotta find something that makes you happy. I was like, Mom, I'm doing all this research, right? We're gonna go into my life history so y'all can really understand, like, how did I get to this point of finally, like, feeling happy, right? I'm still living at my parents' house. Mind you, I'm almost 30. I mean, for people who are wondering, I'm in my own house. I've been in my own house. I've been in my own place since I was 18. I had to get my own car on my own. My brother got like this special treatment. Mind you, my brother and I are 9 years apart, right? My brother is almost 40. I'm almost 30. Like, we're 9 years apart. And you're in India. That's way harder in India. Like, and I'm not saying that like in a mean way, but like, yeah, I went to my mom. She laying in the bed. I think at the time she was thinking about getting her master's or was going to be getting her master's. And I'm like, Mom, look, I want to do yoga. This is what I got to do. I got to go to this training. I'm already looking up where I need to do my trainings. And then these are the businesses I'm going to reach out to do yoga. This whole channel, bro. No cap. There's nothing to cap about. Thank you for the likes. Whole channel, I documented going to my yoga teacher trainings with my husband. You can go 10 years back. Damn near almost. I've been teaching yoga for almost 10 years. I've been self-employed since 2018. You can do it. You just, All you gotta do is put your mind to it. And I'll say a lot of songs on here, but like literally songs have gotten me through it. Like you find a good artist that you relate to. Xavier Wolf is like what my husband found. And then he introduced that to me. I felt like you feel the lyrics. Hippie Sabotage, Kid Cudi, those are like good artists like that I listened to that like motivated me. But I went up to my mom, I said, this is what I want to do. She's like, you're not gonna make no money doing that. I'm on this channel and I'm a humble person, right? I wrote an Amazon bestseller, pregnant during a panoramic, you know, the 2020 situation going on. My mom said, you can't make any money doing yoga. What's the name of this channel, right? And I say that respectfully. What's the name of this channel? We got to go to my page. What's the name of that channel? Okay? I'm from Wisconsin. People reached out to me to write a book, okay? Like, you just got to keep putting yourself out there. Respectfully, you just keep putting yourself out there and you have to find something that you want to do. My whole life, I've been an artist. And then my mom tried to shoot that down. I had my work in galleries, and I haven't even graduated, like, school yet, like regular primary school or whatever you want to call middle school, elementary school, high school. All three of those schools are that I went to, I had my work up, right? What's up? Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, you gotta, I was working a job and then I went full time, and that's how I was able to move out. I moved out with my boyfriend, but now we're husband and wife, right? You gotta lock in. I don't know what to tell you. This is like 9 years past that, right? But I got just a regular full-time job. I was working at Home Depot. I shared my story. I was a cashier, and I used to sit in the garden hut. They had me outside by myself, and they give you like all this promotional stuff. Thank you for the likes. They'll give you all this promotional stuff about notebooks and pens and pencils with their, you know, the business on it. I would use those notebooks and I would write down, this is what I want in my yoga studio. I'm going to need this many instructors. I'm going to need this type of equipment. I wrote that down like it was for real. And then I went on my yoga teacher training, and there's all of like these manifestation books. So if you have not learned about manifestation and things like that, there's power to the tongue. And there's a lot of books I can recommend if anybody's interested. What you think is what you start to speak, and what you speak is what comes your reality. Okay? So this is how petty my mom was. When I was at Home Depot, I finally found a job because I turned 18. And Home Depot is considered a warehouse job, right? This nigga was so petty, she wouldn't drive me 5 minutes to work. So my dad would take me to work, and then when she was home to pick me up from work, she wouldn't pick me up. She would make me walk, or I would get like rides. I'm like, literally, I was 5 minutes. 5 minutes driving and probably like 20 to 30 minutes to walk. I don't know what's going on with Final Destination. We're going to have to just block you. We're going to put you in a timeout. This is why I say just be respectful on the channel, because I don't tolerate BS. I've never have. Especially being a mom, it's 10 times worse. I do not tolerate BS. But I hope that was helpful. You need to find something that is... yeah, you're breaking that stereotype. You really just got to find something that you can look forward to. So I self-taught in the art that I do, and embroidery. And like my mom kind of showed me how to sew, but it really wasn't like a main focus of my childhood. I learned how to embroider myself. I learned how to make rugs myself. I learned how to open a business myself, right? So, I mean, it's going to look different when people, they like the safety of having a job, which is great. Benefits, all of that. We get that from my husband's job, but the security of having a job and knowing and expecting a paycheck. I'm so grateful. For the last 2 months, I've had commissions come through, right? My income varies every single month since 2018, and I'm still here for some reason. So I must be doing something right. It looks crazy when you're not doing stuff that the collective is doing. That's not the normal stuff, right? So just want to... Uh-oh. Bubba's in the chat. There's people here that actually wanted to hear on how to become a contractor and how to be self-employed. And these are the steps you can take. These are things that I've done. So if there's any questions, just let me know. I appreciate you, Trouble, for trying to keep the chat to a minimum. Because, like, I'm really just, like, there's people, if you really have a question and stuff, I want to try to answer it. And I say this to be funny, but I'm being so serious. When you come into somebody's live, like, people could be, you know, there's niggas on TikTok, they sleep, and if you send them money, then they'll wake up. There's like stupid lives like that you can watch, right? Or there's like, I've seen a live, each like is a poke to the egg until it cracks. But there's actually like informal lives like this that I've tried to do. I don't know why we keep asking about the cotton zip up. I probably do, but okay, thanks, Trouble. I appreciate you. So when the bad kid speaks up in class, I'm going to address that. I don't have time for games. And then the whole class has to wait, the chat, and I'm being funny when I say that. The whole chat has to wait for me to cuss you out, probably put you in a timeout because you weren't really here for what I was talking about. So we can listen. I want to answer like actual questions, and I don't want to talk to bots. But yeah, I was doing yoga, but I'm like, I still don't have like that creative outlet. Like I love doing yoga. I love giving back to the community, etc. Right? My hands are itching. I need to do something. So then like not way back, but like probably like I started Confidential Goods, my craft business, in 2020. And then it wasn't until like 21, maybe 22 is when I started embroidering. So what's up? Why are there a lot of like racist people in here? I had to switch up my stream schedule, so that's why I'm like, mods may be in here or out. My whole journey though has been documented of becoming a yoga teacher and just starting art. I just said I really want to do this shit. That's it. My name's Ashlee. That's the name of the channel. Ashlee Took. Okay. Oh. When did we get on conservative? Oh no, not 30 minutes, 24 hours. Yeah, we got on like a really racist like escapade. Hey everybody, let's just be polite in the chat. We got a Ku Klux Klan member in the chat. Do y'all watch Dr. Umar? Gotta get the bots out, bro. Real talk. So yeah, we're gonna be working on a corset possibly today. Yeah, we're talking about politics. For real. Yeah, there's like a lot of weird people that are just about to ruin the live. And I'm really trying to be respectful for the people that are here. Some of the people recognize, so I put them in a timeout, but then like we had a returning bot. They came back. Like, you know how TikTok has rewards? They should have got a badge for being consistently a hater. Like, this nigga came back 3 days like it was his job. Every live, like 3 days in a row. I'm like, how does this nigga keep... Oh, I gotta block your ass. Why are you like... What is so special about my life? I appreciate the people that are here. I don't know. That you have to come back. Why specifically mine if you don't want to watch it? 3 days in a row, bro? And then they talk about me not having a job. I made my own job, okay? I made my own job. That's what people not understanding. What your hair like? So I shared this. I don't remember if it was on TikTok live or on YouTube live. I'm gonna dress how I would dress to go into my job that I created. I'm my own boss, okay? And I want other people to have that mindset. We get into like, oh, you gotta look a certain way, even with black people. Like, we have the most unique hair in the world. My shit's standing to the side. I don't give a fuck. That doesn't affect how I make money. I literally taught a chair yoga class on Monday. So I do not live in the hood. As somebody who's grown in the upper southeastern Wisconsin, I grew up across the street was a farm from my childhood house. I walked to the house, to the barn every October to get a pumpkin, and it was like all Scouts honor, pay what you can kind of stand. The farmer would have all of his pumpkins out, and then there was like a little change jar, and he had like bigger pumpkins were this amount and smaller pumpkins were this amount. You stick the money in there, and then you can walk home with a pumpkin. So I don't know what niggas talking about. You grew up in the hood. Do I sound like I talk like I'm from the hood? Slim Jim is no mastermind. No, yeah, wait a minute. We can, how do you, oh yeah, we can hide you from the channel. Thank you, Georgia. Yeah, I'm really just trying to like share some nuggets. What's good, Vidhi? With a name like Ebola, Abuyalola, you sound like you do the same. What is there to pickpocket? I shown y'all on my channel about being a minimalist. This whole world is trying to get you to spend money on stuff you don't need. And there was one time in my life, I shrunk that shit down and I saved so much money. So what is there to pickpocket? You got to prioritize your stuff. No, oh. I don't know if Rainy Vajayjay needs to be educated, but I was literally talking about dress how you would for going to work. Rainy Vajayjay. All these people do not even have a profile to roast you. That's not even fair. If you're gonna roast me, you gotta have like at least a picture like Dinkelberg or something, because I know you look like Dinkelberg behind the computer. What do you mean make this an echo chamber? What are you talking about? This is where we can freely think. I never told you had to do this. There are other YouTubers on here that will tell you, we only gonna be, for real though, niggas looking like Dinkelberg, because that's why they don't got a profile picture. If they took a profile picture, the phone would crack. It would self-destruct. Are you sick? Oh. Well, I'm sorry. I don't need no echo chamber. The real people that stick around and they see like my progress and the things that I'm posting and how I'm moving can relate. And they'll have their own opinions, but it's never like nothing crazy, right? Thanks, Terrible. I don't know where these people came from, but I appreciate you. Hopefully I'll see you next time. All right, so I'm trying to just talk with y'all. We got on a tangent. There's like a lot of bots. Well, I appreciate my channels being pushed. I appreciate that. After all this time of posting and working hard on this channel, thank you for the likes. Even if it's like weird people, maybe they'll come around. Maybe they just needed to see a reflection of somebody trying to motivate them to try. That's all I'm gonna say, right? Sometimes people need to feel that jealousy to push them to grow. Don't make me get philosophical up in here. It's not blocking. It's literally PDF files. Like the stuff that they're saying and some of the messages that are being held for review. These are PDF files in the chat, and I don't need that right now. We already had a whole tangent about how I had a business. My store was over at this facility, this bigger facility. And there was a walking PDF file. And every time I try to bring something up to the group chat, I'm like, hey, the Racine County Police Department said they caught this guy. Did you know about him? Because y'all children be walking around our business like, I don't have time for that. Yeah, they got inner demons, Maddie. I'm not even making an echo chamber. It's literally, they should be on the registry for what they're commenting. We're from Wisconsin. My husband likes the Packers. Thank you, Maddie. This is 10 years, bro. Like literally 10 years, even before I was certified, of coming into environments where I know people are going to say stuff about me because they don't know my worth. I've taught all over southeastern Wisconsin, bro. And like what I mean about just being the young black girl in every single setting, or being the diversity that they're talking about. Because I was the only nigga doing this shit way back in like 2016. Been on this. The experience of having your 200 hours yoga certificate, but you look so young that the older white women, when you come into class, are coming up to you. I'm at the front of the class, right? And they're asking, so you're the teacher? Baby, you don't even know my education. I'm almost 30, and I literally, you could say I have a certificate for every year I've been born. I have almost 26 certificates of somatic therapy, of working with the elderly, working with children, complex disorders, being a Reiki mastered, energy work, sound therapy. Bro, just by looking at me, you know what I mean? People have such a judgmental perception, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's all good. I do have time to make YouTube live. I am self-employed. We're about to go work on a project that somebody has paid me to do. Okay? So it'll be eye-opening once we go into the craft room. I'll show the new people. This ain't no echo chamber. It's just like, this is what a real grind looks like. I don't have no extra money, no handouts or any of that. This was all done by me and my husband. I think I got one grant, but I already had my business. So I'm like, it wasn't no startup. I ain't getting no handouts. Just to give you, like, when you know you the chosen one, right? I stopped going to my family's, my cousins and all of them, the Thanksgiving, and I just started to stay on my husband's side because his family's smaller and it's more intimate, and these people actually love me, right? When I would try to take my husband to the Thanksgiving gatherings, we was always no, niggas is like, well, for handouts, niggas is saying, you have time to do a live. What you mean? I'm doing a live to show my art and the skills that I've worked so hard on, you know? But what I was saying, when I would go to, like, you know, Thanksgiving, we would write down our goals. I don't play about my goals. For somebody on this, I want to fuel the people that are watching this channel that discipline is so important. Every project you see me working on this channel, I finish. Whether it's a commission or not, I have the discipline, and I love what I do, you know? So every year it'd be like, so write down 3 goals, and then we'll come back next year and we'll look at them. I'd be able to cross my goals off. When I look over at my cousins, they be in the same space. What I mean, like, about being stagnant people, you can't be around no stagnant people. I had a baby mama, because, like, she's not even related. They're not married or anything like that, right? She was like, I want to do yoga. This is where I did yoga, and I have the books you can borrow if you'd like to do that. Okay, I'll think about it, because I had to pay the money for the training, and I had to pay the money to buy all of the books to complete my 200 hour. I already have the library. I don't mind you borrowing my books. Came back the next year. So did you start yoga? No. See, that I can't be around people like that. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I just want to inspire people. Appreciate you, Maddie. You're doing visual arts. Yeah, I want to inspire people, because it's like, yo, there's not enough of just showing, like, the behind the scenes of stuff, and like, and not gatekeeping stuff. What is there to gatekeep when all of these resources have already been here this entire time? I've shown y'all the trial and error stuff too. But I'm like, y'all get me on a whole escapade of chit chat. We'll deviate. Thank you. Yeah, like I said, I'm a mom. I don't have time for BS. This was another thing too. If y'all didn't know, right? I don't talk about my son a whole lot, but he just started school. Last year, he finished reading 1,000 books before kindergarten, and you get like a little tote, and then you get a certificate and a book dedicated to the library you completed that challenge at, right? So he's 4 and he already has a book in his name at one of the libraries we visit, right? So anyway, I love taking my son to the library. I hate how, like, just because I'm not even trying to be like, oh wait, you always want to bring race into it. Bro, it's been my whole life, and it's like so indirect that people don't even realize it. If you're not black or like a minority, you won't realize when it's racist. Don't throw my child under the bus. As a 4-year-old, the most innocent person, bro, like, children are innocent, but like older children should know better, right? So we go to the library. I'm looking to get him into pre-reader books so he can start reading small books by himself. He already can read to me, you know what I mean? So I was looking for like if you've been in the children's side of the library for a minute, there's like pre-reader, level 1, level 2, and level 3. So the pre-reader books, I was asking the librarian, is about for ages 4 to 6, where you can start introducing like little books for kids to read. And so she was helping me with that. I had my son over in the play area. He was playing. And then there's this kid. He looked to be about 6 years old, about 2 years older than my son. You should know not to run in the library. I'm going to have to keep reminding my son not to run in the library, right? Because he's little. He's still learning. This is his first year going into a traditional school. I've homeschooled him. So it's new being around kids. And I know he's probably excited to see other people that are little like him, right? Anyway, I picked out some books. I had help from the librarian. I go to see what he's doing in the play area. The older kid is throwing stuff. He's throwing like the play food around. And Bear saw him throw at least 3 things, and my son threw something. I said, we don't do that. And he stopped. The other kid kept throwing stuff, right? Then when I'm talking to the librarian about some pre-reader books I can look for, the other little boy's running through the library. And my son is like chasing him. But as my son is chasing him, all throughout the library, there's like little reading nooks, right? My son is going over there. I didn't tell him to do this. He's seeing like left behind toys. And so while he's like trying to keep up with the kid, he's picking up the toys so then he can eventually bring them back to the toy area. Like, he's such a sweetheart, right? And so the parent tried to blame my son. He's like, yeah, he's chasing him. I'm like, he's got toys in his hands. He's literally, I watched him try to keep up with the kid and be like, no, we're not supposed to be running right now. And this is like a 4-year-old talking. We're not supposed to be doing that right now. We got to bring the toys back to the toy room, right? Uh-oh, we got to block you from the channel. Because I was actually like, saying something. But I didn't appreciate how that lady tried to put all of the blame on my son. Yeah, he may have been running, but he was also like trying to clean up in there. So you weren't looking to get your kid extra books to read. You just let him tear up the play area and was throwing the play food all around. And so, yeah. Anyway, it's the little microaggressions. He's like, it was an adult telling a 4-year-old this. It was all his fault. And I saw physically how that affected my son, that he was sad. I said, you're not going to throw my son under the bus. Yes, he may have been running, and I've already addressed him that to be a good example. I've told my son that. But if you see he's holding toys in his hand, he was simply just trying to catch up with the kid to tell him to go back into the play area, because we're not supposed to be running throughout the library book aisles, right? Did I tell who anything? I'm in the middle. I had to tell the librarian, excuse me, because the boys were running, right? And my son was like, wait, because he's holding the toys. We need to go back. I'm getting hot. But that was that story. I can see the microaggressions. This was like an Asian lady, and she had 2 kids with her. It's whatever. But my husband's like, you lucky I wasn't there, because I don't like the microaggression stuff that I see parents do. That's what he was saying. But like, am I sweating already? So, no, I told the mom, because after I seen them do that the first time, I said, Bear, we don't need to play with them anymore. You can play by yourself in the play area. And he found like a puzzle to play with. or you can stand by me while we look for just a few more books. So he went to go, and he was doing like one of those puzzles where you have the finger grippers, and you can find the puzzle piece and put it in the matching spot. It was, are those called puzzles? So he was working on that at a table once I came back. I don't have time for disrespect. And for my son, like I was saying this like the other day in a live. You can disrespect me. You can have a problem with me. I can stand up for myself. You're not going to disrespect my son, okay? Another situation, like I was talking about in a different live. There's this Hispanic lady. She had some type of passive aggression towards me, but every time I tried to confront her, she would get quiet. And then when my son came around, he was probably like 2. Hello. You're not going to say hi to a 2-year-old? What's really wrong with you up there? Like, a child is so innocent. You can have a problem, like I said, you can have a problem with me. You're not going to have a problem with a child. That's crazy. So, we're going to go into my craft space. Carrying all of this stuff. Too much stuff to carry. This is my dishwasher. I got a little mini dishwasher. All right, water and iced coffee in the other hand. All right, so this is what I was telling y'all about. I think I'm going to put this over here. If you have recommendations for a light, please let me know. Yeah, good people do need to be taught. You're not setting a good example just trying to throw children under the bus, and you're an adult. This is my setup right now. And there goes George. Thank you for the likes, y'all. I just keep it real. I keep it honest on here. So I was trying to show y'all this is the craft space. I need a better light. If you have suggestions for this, like a light like this, it's a magnifying glass. I could still use it as a magnifying glass. And it had 3 light settings, but the button is just so cheap. I don't know what happened. It's busted. The on-off button slowly wore away. And now there's like a red light that used to light on, so you know that the cord still worked, right? But it doesn't. It had like a brightener and a dimmer, and then the little swirly thing is you could have a warm light, a cool light, or just a regular like halo light or whatever, you know, the circle lights. So it kind of sucks trying to work on stuff at night. This is like my clip. I clip to my phone when I need a light, but I've been using that since this light doesn't work. This shit would get bright and hot, and I think it started to auto shut off. So that's why I'm like, if you got any other ideas, let me know. Anyway, so I was going to bring you into, this is my whole, so we have a lot of lore on this channel. I say a lot of funny stuff on this channel. Thank you for the likes. You remember Plankton? This is my lab. And this is my laboratory. Looking ass. So this is a commission I'm working on. Thank you for the heart. I was doing wagon wheel stitches. These are called wagon wheel stitches, but they look like roses. I'm running into the little bar. I know you can see the bars. There's 2 on each side. Look at bro. Look at bro. Bro was on like a scooter in the middle of the street. What? Thank you for the sub. My friend sent me in. This is the crazy thing, bro. Every commission. I appreciate the commissions. little promo. If you want to get anything commissioned by me, email me, shopconfidentialgoods@gmail.com. I do clothes, I do rugs, I do home decor. I'm not playing. I told you. You look on my Instagram for confidential goods, it's been heat all 2025. I'm not playing. No, I don't talk to other kids. I directly make eye contact with the adult. Enough kids speaking crazy. They can go off. They can go off. If you in the right environment, you might find a kid that might go off or hear like what they mom and dad be saying, and they might repeat that. I don't know. So this is what I mean. Okay. So every commission has just continuously challenged me. When they said, I'm going to be bringing in a course set for you to make, I can do anime designs. I have a projector, and if need be, I can blow anything up. Okay, that didn't sound right. When I make my rugs, I have to use a projector so I can mirror the image, and that's how I make my rugs proportionate correctly to size, etc. So yeah. About other people. No, I told her to our face. I said, no, your child was running first. I watched your child run. So pause on to for real. Okay. That's what I was like, that didn't sound right. So I don't have a light. I'm sorry I don't have a light on in here. I have y'all on my generator. I do a lot of craft markets. So if you're local, this is like a generator I got. How easy. I'm like, this sounds so generic, bro. This was pretty cheap. I think I paid like 60 for this. 2 ports, one of them work or something like that. And then there's a light. And that's the light I've been using. It can blink and you turn it off. And it's got a little handle. This is not a promo, but I needed something. I'm like, damn, these markets, they be charging you for electricity for what? So I usually just bring this to charge my phone on. I've seen people run their sewing machines from it. Like if they have like a sewing booth of things that they have all made. If they're doing like little customs at their booth, you know, at their desk, they could do something like that. So I'll really be into the shits. Oh, I could put y'all on my microphone and then it'll be easier. But anyway, yeah, I make rugs. I'll show you the rugs I do. Yeah, we have to get past the BS every live, so just be aware of that. There's always going to be some PDF files and weird people to come through, but it's actually a really chill channel. So this is like a pillow I made. This is all hand stitched. This is welcome on one side, and then it says go away on the other side. I was born in 97. That's why I say I'm auntie. So this rug, all of this is available. This is stuff I plan to bring to my market this Saturday. I'm in Germantown, Wisconsin. Thank you for the support, for real. This is Bubby. If you remember Bubby from the Misadventures of Flapjack, I got that rug. My website is Confidential Goods. So all the stuff that you see I'm showing you is already on my website, and I do ship priority. My goal is to upcycle stuff. So this is a flower pot. And then I punch needled over it. And I decorated the handle as well. So you could keep this string on. I usually hang it at my office with this little string. Otherwise, you can just take that off or cut it off. Yeah. What else? It's a mess in here because I got a market this Saturday. I had to get a whole new tote. I didn't even tell y'all. The tariffs, I got to talk and see if the customer is comfortable with paying the tariffs. I'll ship through UPS. I usually ship because they're usually asking about making them a rug internationally. So I'll ship through UPS. I do my bigger orders through UPS. But if you have a smaller order, I support USPS because they send me free mailers, and then I charge y'all for the shipping. But the USPS is not federally funded. So I want to support them, and this is a service that they offer. They'll send you a 10-pack of mailers or poly mailers. You can get boxes for free. It's usually smaller boxes. So that's why I said I ship through UPS, because I can use bigger boxes through UPS. So anyway, thank you for being here. Animals outside. Have a good day. Yeah, I'm just preparing for a market. These are like some sweatshirts I made. I finally got some like better looking bags. Like this is the stitching that I do, bro. I'm not playing. This isn't a 1X, by the way. I should have put y'all on the tripod. This jacket, I was not playing. Thank you. Have a good day, everybody. This was yarn, and then I embroidered over it. I did the front and the back. So 95% of the stuff in my shop is recycled art. This is a thrifted jacket that I washed, cleaned up, and then I added my own touch to it. This is all stitched down. So, and then it says confidential goods on there. Yeah. This commission, bro. I told you I'm not playing. I'm not playing. My friend still needs to pick up this order. These are my business cards. I'll show you my business cards real quick. So if you order something, I'll send this in your mailer. And then this is how you can find me. I know it's mirrored, but you can screenshot that if you want to contact me. Website, Instagram, all of that good stuff. So I do yarn paintings, right? I recycle and I figure out ways to continuously use the supplies I have. I did like a big purchase in like 22 or 23, and most of the supplies I'm still going through. So this is a yarn painting. This is made entirely out of yarn. They asked for a Japanese cherry blossom painting. So I did this in about a week, and you don't even have to frame it, because I go around. You guys should have seen, if you go on my shorts, I did a blue house yarn painting, and then I need to finish this coffee. And then I did a greenhouse. The greenhouse was my first one. My friend is a realtor, and they wanted to put like a picture of a house with a sold sign. I put that in their office. And then the back has the hanger. I'm not going to unravel it, but real quick, if you do order a rug, this is how the rugs come. Make a custom, says confidential goods. Now floor rugs come with a non-slip back, so you can put them on hardwood floors. It's like a grippy back I have. And then you get a business card and rug care instructions. 2 pieces of paper that come with it. I tie it up, and then I also like used fire. I used a lighter to make this cut. So if you want to keep the ribbon, it really has like everything is made handmade. I don't buy pre-cut anything. This is ribbon. I cut it myself. I put the vinyl on it, and I burnt the edges so it won't fray. So that's another like cool technique that I do. All right. So let's I'll put y'all on the microphone so y'all can hear me. This is looking so cute though. We'll probably go live for another 30 minutes or something like that. That was chopped. There we go. All right. I got y'all on my speaker now. I still need to, I have to do an evaluation sheet. I need to make sure I do that before my appointment today. New client evaluation, like consultation and stuff like that. So when you become a client of mine, I see like we go over like some goals, challenges, things like that, but I need to tweak it. Each evaluation is geared towards the client and what they have told me, and then from that evaluation, that first initial appointment consultation, then that's how I build out programs for people. So yeah, it's a lot to kind of juggle, yoga and sewing, making art. Okay, so we ended on this pink flower. I'm gonna actually turn my generator on. Can y'all see from here? Okay, we ended on the pink flower last night, and then I got tired. But this is a continuous string, And we're simply just going out, making loops. And this is how the next petal is going to look. My overhead tripod is at my office, so I really can't show y'all. So I'll stitch it down so it looks like another petal. And that's what we've been doing. And so I keep cutting myself off from one thought to the other. What was I about to say? Every commission challenges me because when they brought it in, I thought they were going to be bringing in like just a single layer material, because we were talking about me painting on it, and like they wanted to see the yarn art, like my yarn embroidery that I do. And then they brought it in. I'm like, oh, it's mesh. We're not going to be able to paint on mesh. So the whole thing is going to have to be stitched. And I have until the end of October to get this done. So I'm trying to, a panel every few days would be great. But that's kind of pushing it. Like a panel would take me like 4 days. My energy, like this is the thing with making art, your energy is different every day. So some days, work longer. Oops. Some days I take the day off. I need to stitch this because this is looking weird. So I'm going to add just another anchoring stitch. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Okay. Looks a little better. Now, we gotta, and I have to keep pulling it though too. What's good? I'm doing good. How are y'all? We're stitching down this piece of yarn. I gotta swing it out, but I have to keep moving the fabric because she feisty. So I'm gonna come up through here. Fabric is so delicate. Come on. Boom. Let's do that again. Oops, finger slipped. Boom. Now it's anchored. We swung the yarn out. I'm going to show y'all. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to show my work. I don't have my overhead view tripod, so I have to keep lifting, which is a little annoying. So for those that have just joined us, I embroider, and then I also do yarn over it. I was showing you I did a jean jacket with the same type of technique. I'm chopped, okay? We already know that. So I'm embroidering a corset. I think I'll lift it up. I'll lift it. This is yarn, and then I matched the embroidery floss to it. I'm trying to hold it up because it's a really thin material. So I embroidered it down with embroidery floss, and I have yarn, and I matched it. Now this is a commission, and then I used embroidery floss, and I did little French knots. Those are all individual knots that I did for the pollen of the flower, and then we're going to do another pink flower down below. There's also wagon wheel stitches. I almost forgot the name of it, but they look like roses. They're roses. So I was 4, 6. I was thinking of adding 3 more to the top, but I'm running into the wires of the corset. So I don't want to stitch right on top of it and I'll lose the integrity of it. What's good? Just some chick. What's poppin'? We had a whole like zombie apocalypse of like bots that first came through, if you're still here from earlier in the live. We had a bunch of like weirdos and I had to block a lot of people. Like people that genuinely were not here for art or to hear about yoga. They just want to like complain or say like really sus stuff. So I had to get rid of them. Thank you. I am doing good. I said I'm probably going to go live until probably 9:30, something like that. See how much I can get done of the flower that I'm currently working on. Had kind of a late start because Duncan was popping for some reason. We're trying to do 3 flowers per panel. I'm like opening it or layering it 3 layers or 3 sections. Oh, so chop. 3 sections and at like an optimal speed, 4 days per section. Something like that. I don't know if I'll be able to fit. I kind of did the blue. I feel like I did the blue too high and it may look weird or coming around the blue and boob sound the same. So like I did the blue flower a little too high and I feel like the one that goes above it may be like the side boob show. It's going to be like maybe curling around the chest. So I don't know if I'm going to put one up there, but you need coffee. Duncan! I'm like, bro, Duncan needs to sponsor me for how much I frequent. I go like every day, bro. All right. We gotta swing this out. Swing it to the left, swing it to the right. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, now we can actually get into the chit chat. You hear that? Bro, have you ever had Amazon send you an empty package? What? They sent me an empty package, bro. Air. There was nothing in there. No tag, no nothing. So I contact them, and I'm like, yo, where my shit at? Because, like, I ordered a quantity of 2, but it was like a pack of 6, so it'd be like 12 in total. Hopefully that math was making sense. I ordered these hat things. I'll show you. I gotta move it over here. I haven't had the chance to see how they look, but I'm already pissed. Like, what? There's like only 5 of these left in stock. Y'all not gonna be able to see it from here. So this came in. I ordered from Amazon. I got a empty poly mailer. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what's going on? So these are like hat holders. I thought they were gonna have like, my husband told me to get these. I was gonna get a different style of something because it's now beanie weather. So I'm going to be making hats for the winter. If you would like a custom hat, send me a message. I can do solid colors or stripes. And I make the pom-poms too. My son helps me make the hats. So I'm gearing up for that. And I have some hats already in stock, y'all. They're on the website. You can see, I think under accessories. But I was looking to get like some hat displays. And it looks like I got ones for like infant. I thought they were like one size fits all. What's good, Steve? This is too small. I need like a... I thought I was going to be able to put them on like a normal clothing rack. I probably could finesse something, but I don't want to have to do that every single market. So I have a skinny pole. I just got to figure out how I would... how I would display it. I'm thinking now. I would need to get more grid walls. For example... You need to cut those nails off. So, I think this was like an infant size. You get one in a pack because I think I got all of them in the same pack. Because I got one Amazon package with nothing and then maybe they combined it. So I got to go check. I think this is like a child size. So this was infant. This is like child. And then this is like the adult size, which would probably fit a clothing rack. You see like the hook right there. To stretch my hats out so they can hang. I thought they were all going to be this size. And now I got, like, you can see right there. I got, like, smaller ones. So, you know, you fold. I haven't tried them out yet. You fold this piece forward so you can hang the hat around it. And then you can hang it up. So, I'm going to try out a new way to display my hats. I might have to stop at my office. Because I have, like, a rod I could use. Unless I got something here. I doubt it. I know I have something over there, though. I don't know how I like those. I haven't tried them yet, but I was hoping they was all going to be an adult size. I got those. I'm still waiting on, like, some bags to come in so that I can transport my stuff because I use trash bags. You need those in your life. This is the website if y'all want to shop. I'm going to pin the comment. But I usually, like, go to markets, like, that trash bag is full of my merchandise. All of my handmade sweatshirts are in there. They were only, like, $10 a pack, so I got 2 of them. But there's, like, infant ones. I don't make infant hats. Girl, what's this mean? What else did I order? I ordered, like, home stuff. First aid stuff I always try to keep in stock. Manuka, medical grade. Honey is what I use for like first aid treatment. Come on. Lay flat. Jack. Alright. We're gonna swing this around. Singing and dancing and dancing and singing. I didn't even realize this wasn't facing correctly. No, I keep that close. Keep that dang on me. My legs getting tired. Bro, if you know the hatred I have for Michaels, and I already know Michaels is probably never going to sponsor me. I was hoping, like, I've never gotten, like, a kind of sponsorship. I've gotten, like, cool ones, like, alright ones in the past. But, like, I'm not saying that I'm not grateful. But, I was hoping Joann's would sponsor me. I spoke so highly of Joann's. I love going in there because I could find everything I needed every single time. And now when I go to Michael's, it's always like, what we about to play today? Hey, what's up? What game we about to play today, Michael's? So I go to I thought an alright one. Bro. I go in there. I get me some pine cones. I get me some leather thread. And I think I got some Sharpies. I kept it real simple. I check out. Michaels sends you, like, Michaels never gives you, like, cool coupons. Like, they are always so terrible. Because I told you, way back when I first started Tufted, I spent $400 at Michaels just to get a $5 coupon. Bitch. Like, what? So, I'm like, I'm really not trying to spend my money like that. It's not even fun going to a craft store because it's like, I know my trips are going to have to be divided up. So, I go over in there. Look at my receipt. I'm on the freeway. This nigga charged me for helium. I didn't buy no balloons. So I called them up there. I'm like, they didn't even let me use my coupons, bro. My coupons didn't even work. I'm like, y'all gave me the coupons. How you give me some coupons that don't work? They had no expiration date on them. That was my situation last week that happened. See, that's the crazy thing. I said it's like it's a jaunt just to get there. It's not even cool no more. This is the crazy thing, bro. when I used to go to Joann's, I literally was going to one of their smallest locations, like in my city where I live, or I don't know, maybe it's a town because it really wasn't that big. But the area I lived at before over here, I would go over. The Joann's was 5 minutes away. Even the smallest location, I knew I could find everything I needed. That's crazy. We talking about Michael's. See, like how you every time you fill out a survey, they give you a coupon. I got a $5 coupon, and then I still had a $20 unused coupon. My total was like $20 or $25, something ridiculous. I'm like, oh, I'm not expecting to pay out of pocket. So I end up paying out of pocket, and then he charged me for helium. I didn't even buy balloons, so I'm like, I gotta go back over here. Oh, the manager, because I asked because he called the manager over. She couldn't. She seemed like she didn't want to deal with me. It was like, yeah, coffee and Dunkin'. Man, she was very dismissive. She didn't want to help. I'm still waiting on corporate to contact me back. It's like, bro, every time I go to Michael's, I have to file a complaint that my coupons didn't work. I'm like, but they say Michael's. You go into, like, if you have an iPhone, you go into your wallet, and then you can, it swipes. It's legit. Michael's with the logo and everything, add it to my wallet, bro. Yeah. So I go back, I get my refund. They still ain't figure the coupon situation out. So then that's why I said I submitted a complaint. They still haven't gotten back to me. I'm still getting the emails, 30% off our ass wipers. I'm like, I don't need that. It's always stuff I never need. Storage or I don't even give a fuck. Like, I don't even open it. I literally, when I see it's a Michael's email, I'll click it just to get the notification away. I don't ever know the promos because they're never actual promos. So anyway, then I go back again because I wanted to make sure I had enough floss, right? I wanted to make sure I had enough floss for this project because I know the wagon wheel, those rose stitches, they take up a lot of yarn floss when I'm using them. So I brought 2 of each. I only spent like $7. Floss is really cheap. Not at Michael's. I think it was like 70 cents for one of these. Bro, do you see this? 70 cents? 70 cents. Looking ass. It's your hobby. That's awesome. So I spent like $8 up in there. I did not have to spend $8 up in there. It's kind of cheap. Joann's, I paid 20 cents. I left Joann's, and I think I got like 2 skeins. I paid 20 cents because that's how good the coupons were. What store you go up into and you only spend 20 cents? Yeah. So now they 70 cents. This is what I mean, like how Michael's is ripping off people who make art for business, or like, even for hobby too. The supplies is so ridiculous. If you remember seeing my mountain painting, I think it was either Joann's or Hobby Lobby. I don't have the measurements anymore, or the packaging. I got a 36 by 36 inch frame for $16. Michael's or Hobby Lobby. I can't remember. Joann's or Hobby Lobby. One of those stores. I think it was Joann's though. You go to Michael's and you look for like a large frame. Why is it $70? This is why I'm online too much. The TikTok, $70. Like the slow down voice, $70 for a blank canvas that you haven't even painted on yet. Welcome. While watching shorts. To your comment, well, that's mean. I'm happy to reply to your comment, but I'm like, people aren't acknowledging. People come into the chat. The streamer's not acknowledging people. I acknowledge everybody who comes into the chat. $70 for a blank canvas, bro. That's crazy. I spent $16. Do you not know how big 36 inches is? That was huge, But about just ripping people off. But anyway, so I go up in there and I get like these little flosses. We were talking about the flosses. Trip was about $7 or $8. I pull out my coupons again. I said, ain't no way, bro. I had a smart lady at the counter. Because I know bro was trying to use gift coupon or something. He was a new cashier. I knew he didn't know what he was doing. And why I ended up paying out of pocket my first trip. I go to a different location. Why was it so easy for them to apply my coupons? Because she's like, oh, I just need to switch this to coupon and not gift card or something. I think bro was trying to use gift card. That's why the coupons weren't working. The coupons that were issued to me from Michael's in the Michael's store were not working. What? Yeah. No, we don't do all that crazy stuff. We just chilling, but isn't that crazy, bro? Easy enough to use it. I'm like, yeah. We just up in here, we chatting, we chilling. We got about 10 more minutes. I was gonna like stream. My legs was tired. I took a little break. Little breaky break. All right. Let's sweep this around. And how am I gonna make it look long? Because I know it's gonna stretch. So I'm probably gonna put a stitch right here. So I know which Michaels I will be going to in the future to make sure all of my stuff is accurate and it actually works. Because how am I able to use the coupons at different locations? You just don't know the register, bro. Just say that. Call the manager over. Don't mess up people's order just because you don't know. Because I said, they still ain't contacted me back. What's up? All right. Yeah, I'm hoping to finish this probably next week. If I can finish this early October, because October is next week. If I can finish it early I'm looking at my calendar. If I can finish it early October, that would be dope. That would be gnarly. My husband trying to act too cool because me and my son, we went to the library and I'm showing my husband the books that we got, and I found a skateboarding book because my husband skateboards, and I said they got steez in there. He's like, I don't say steez or steezy. He's like, I don't say steezy. I'm like, you always abbreviate stuff. You be saying steez. Or you be saying, I'm going to play Naruto. I'm about to play the toe. That'd be so fun. His, like, abbreviations are so funny. That's why I said, I'm like, people could never guess my age. I'm almost 30. If we get this petal done, that would be cool. But we have a knot. Why? Thanks. If you go on my literally second last post, one of those, I just celebrated my 6-year anniversary. All right, we gotta swoop this petal up. Bro, I'm like, y'all don't be seeing the gray hair then. That's the funny thing. Bro, look. I'm old. Somehow. But a kind heart will keep you young. Looking as. And finding yourself keeps your youth. If you are always true to yourself and you don't have to mask yourself, then I feel like you're not playing with yourself. We gonna go into another tangent. You're a kid. You do too? Your sons are taller than you are. Everyone thinks my son is my brother, I think. Sometimes I usually get that. I know I get looks when I go to pick him up from school or when I'm walking him in and all the parents are walking in. Okay, we're almost there. Who is saying this? How did you turn into a bot, Hadia? Why are we saying girl or boy? Like, come on. What? I hope we not spamming. I don't bring all of that about my kid on here though. Alright, I got 2 more stitches. I'm gonna pull this out. You got homework? Alright. Have a good day. Yeah, we're about to end. I'm going to finish this petal up and then we'll just chit chat for a moment here. What? I'm going to tie 2 of them up. So I need to come through here. Alright. 2 anchoring stitches and then I'm going to lift it up. Just give me a moment. Get some strong a moment. Alright. And that's where we're going to stop. Oh, and I'm running out of this string. Wait, no. How much do I have? That's an alright amount. Here we go. What's up? You having fun? Are you troop over your class? What's going? Wait. Yeah, make sure you take breaks. I'm gonna lift it so y'all can see. I'm gonna do homework and all of that. This is where we left off. See, I had to use this light. Should I turn this off? This might be too bright. We've been going around with embroidery floss that matches the yarn. I did just this petal for this stream. Thank you. This has all been done with yarn and embroidery floss. So like once I finish going around, I'm gonna take the yarn. This is a continuous piece of string, right here. So I'm gonna take it again and we're gonna shape it into a petal. And I've completely made up this technique. And then we'll just anchor it down with the yarn, or I'm sorry, the floss. So that's how I've been doing that. Ta-da! Nice to meet you too. Thank you. Have a good day. So that's what I was saying. I don't know if I should try to cram another one up here in the original design. I'm going to talk with the client. Thank you for the likes, y'all. I had planned to do 3. I'm actually going to do this blue. So I'm really excited. I'm actually going to move on with this floss. I think I already have it threaded. We're going to take that and it's going to be like a fanning out petal at the bottom. But the same thing I'm going to have to do. Oh, ooh, wait a minute, no. Fitting it here, and then just making sure I got tight stitches going around, because we have to go over the wire. I think it'll look nice with it being a slightly bigger flower we're going to put at the bottom. So I got to watch out for these little rods that are in here. I've been trying to lay those flat. I don't know if I'm going to put more. Don't come at my cord. This cord is, I don't even know how old it is. Ooh, to go to police. They undercover out there. I was thinking about putting 2 more, but I don't want to be on the rods. You know, the rods are there for support once they tie it tight. Because look at it. You got to tie it tight. Yeah, anyway. That's what we've been working on. Well, finally, eventually, I'm saying probably by next week, we'll be able to do some punch needling. I've been itching to do punch needling. But I put off that frame for now like 2 months. Because I'm so grateful. We had commissions come in. I think I've done about 6 of them. I had a couple of TikTok videos showing you the yarn painting and some rugs. It's a lot of stuff I did. Oh, and those hoodies. You can shop my hoodies. My hoodies are made from recycled denim too. So thank you. Thank you for the hearts. Hi, David. Bro, punch noodling is so fun. That's why I've been itching to do it, but I would look funny if I brought that big frame to one of my markets. So what I usually do, and since I've been in commissions, I haven't had time to set up a small. I do have something, but I'll show you really quick. We're not by my microphone, so I don't know if that's affecting how y'all can hear me. Let me turn it so y'all can see. So what I like to do is I'll have a big project I'm working on and then a small project that can be like an on-the-go project. So this is as far as I got. I'm going to be making hair clips. So, and you can't see because I'm trying to have something dark behind it so y'all can see. We're probably going to like put a felt on it. My mic, one of my students gave me. Thank you. These are going to be like a set. I'm trying to make matching sets for these hair clips eventually. This is a project I can't tell y'all when it's going to be out. Yeah, because my commissions are always my priority. But this is a blue mic, Snowball or something like that. My student, all the way from Nevada, got this microphone for me because it was during the pandemic and I was teaching from the studio and it had an echo to it. So they got me like a microphone to help take out the outside echoing noises and things like that. So this is like a plug-in one I can use, and then I have like a wearable pink one that I use too. I don't have it sitting out. It's in this bag, but this is my on-the-go project is embroidery, but I'm already doing a lot of stitching, so I'm not interested in working on it right now. We got to pack for this market, and I got to pee. So that's what I said. We're gonna wrap this up. This is the other microphone I'll use. I got a fuzzy one, and I got like just a regular straight toke. You can ask one. I can't find it. I got one with a fuzzy top, and then one that looks like this. Pink ones, because my phone pink. They're all buried in this bag. What's up? Yeah, I love my community and the things that we've been able to do. At one point I was a social worker, and they didn't give me a budget to be able to feed the kids when I would hang out with these kids in the inner city. They didn't have like a company card, which I feel like you should have had if this is like a service offered through the city. As me being a contractor, they should have had like a little business card that you could take when you did these meetings to feed the children. I was meeting with this girl, and I think we had like a 10 a.m. or a noon appointment. And she gets in my car, and I usually take the kids to the library because it's low funded, like unappreciative work that you're doing when you're a social worker. She gets in my car. She's like, I'm hungry. I mean, I can't just take you to the library and have you sit in my face hungry for an hour. I'm a mom. Like, bro, come on. So I took her to Cousin Subs, and then like I just got her, I think, a quick snack or something like that, because it was like 10 a.m. or noon, one of those times. I'm like, you still haven't had like breakfast? But these family situations, they were a lot I had to process, and why I haven't done that for like almost 2 years now, doing social work. You cannot have, like, bro, you have to have this much empathy, and then you'll do well. If you have too much empathy, you be like me and want to just care a lot. So what I was just saying about my community, I really appreciate the yoga community that I've built, and now slowly building like my craft community as well. With my yoga community, I shared on my yoga studio page, we have some kids that I'm working with, and they always are talking about being hungry. So my community came together, and we had people from around the states that had sent stuff like food to my house. I put like an Amazon wish list together, and so I just kept snacks in my trunk whenever I would meet with the kids, so I could give them something to eat, because like the organization did not. This is how bad the organization was, and why I cared so much. FedEx is here. What if they had my stuff? That'd be cool. But I thought it came from Amazon. We'll see. Anyway, I switched cars. Yeah, so my community came together. This was like in 23. And what kind of decision we had to make? So I had snacks in the car. But while I was saying this, what's he got? That looks like something for my neighbor. I gotta see. There's a big old spider web by the mailbox. And my downstairs neighbor, she named the spider Kimberly. And I watched that spider work. He go fast. She go fast. But, I be saying he just to be funny. He go fast. I don't know what's going on, Marty. You're not being held against your will. We were just talking about like being a social worker. That is the most mentally draining job you can do, because like it got to a point, I don't know if it was a budget cut they didn't want to say, but then like you had to meet with the kids, then you could only spend 15 minutes. If you had a very eventful meeting with that child, you better make sure you recall everything in 15 minutes. You have to write down what happened in your meeting, etc. And then if you spent 30 minutes getting your notes in, you were not paid for the extra 15 minutes. What? This is through the city. And then at one point they were paying you to come to the monthly supervision meetings where you would meet with your supervisor. And everybody, by the way, if you are having mental health issues, and I know this is like a HIPAA, it potentially may be a HIPAA thing, I don't appreciate these monthly supervision meetings we had to have where we would talk about the clients we had. And some people were laughing about like the situations, and these are care providers, and that really like bothered me. But then I wouldn't get paid. You know what I mean? They set it up like you have to submit something to be a part of the supervision meeting. You have to get this paperwork in, and then that's how you get paid. Because then you can take, I think 15 minutes to talk about the clients you're working with, the challenges and things like that. But I feel like the other people that are not assigned to that child should not know what's going on with that child. Is that not a HIPAA violation? I know I heard the hood tank. So you wouldn't get paid for the meetings. And then it didn't matter. You submit the paperwork. It got to a point where they made a new change, and they said you have to submit this paperwork, but then you have to stick around for this like hour and a half meeting, unpaid. I'm like, why is there so much unpaid work to be a social worker, a person who is trying to help with the mental health, mental well-being of the children in our city who may be struggling? It was just really weird. So I didn't appreciate how undervalued the position was. If you were doing something, my pay would change. Like if I was teaching yoga, I got paid the higher amount that I was supposed to be teaching yoga to. But if it was paperwork, I wouldn't get paid the same amount. Or if I was doing mentoring, it'd be like a different amount. It was just really weird. I'm like, do social work at your own will. And if you got the budget, because it's already underpaid. And like, how are you going to have us working with children, but like, you know, some of them may have food scarcity? Like, how do you deal with that? All right, I'll see you next week. And you can sleep with that on your conscience, you know? So, I don't know. Having empathy is really hard in the world. All right, I was chatting. I got to check my emails. I think I got to send an email all before school gets out. So, I will catch y'all later. What is today? Wednesday? I don't got nothing going on Thursday. I may stop at my office Thursday because I need to try out this hat rack and kind of see how I'm going to set my stuff up for this market Saturday. So I might have to stop at the office Thursday or Friday. Anyway, just keep your post notifications turned on. What's up? You're here again. What's good? We're just closing out the live. Turn your post notifications on. I try to go live. We have a new schedule between like 8 and 9:30, 9:40 a.m. I'm Central Standard Time. But I manage other platforms. So you can catch me on the TT and the FB and the IG. You know what I mean. And I be trolling. I be wilding on Snapchat too. So my Snapchat is Swaggy Pants. Anyway, thanks. Hey, no regrets. Like and subscribe. We hit 1K on TT yesterday, so that was cool. I did a live for that. I'm still learning how to navigate lives on TT. TT sound like an auntie. All right, I will see you later. Bye.